Hey everybody, it's your boy Pee back with another video. Now today we're talking about a new manhwa that has started releasing I forgot just a few days ago. Yesterday, as of making this video, 2 days as of you guys watching it. It's called The Chairman Who Just Wants to Slack Off. It kind of reminds me of the one comic where it was like the system where like his whole goal was to lose money to make money. The preference the premise is completely different, but the luck aspect of it is like the same. It's right, like our main character is like the third generation Cheobu, like he's the grandson of these, like the most powerful company business, in the country, essentially, right? And he basically, all he wants to do is to be not noticed. He wants to be as like mediocre as he can be with balancing, um, whether he's, he doesn't want to seem too capable to get into this fight for succession, but he doesn't want to seem like he's not good enough so he doesn't like get kicked out of this family, because apparently the grandfather is like no hesitation, no mercy for his flesh and blood. Like if he deems you useless, you're gone. So, he's trying to find this balance where basically not even try to find out, he's basically trying to maintain this balance. Like, he says he's going to apply to the law department, not the business. And basically he took this test, like this aptitude test, and scored what would usually be just enough to fail going to like the first rank university, but good enough to go into the second one, like second ranked university. However, what I'm talking about the luck is this is like he thought that he had this perfect plan panned out. However, it just so happens that you know it turned out in like the opposite of what he wanted. Whereas this first ranked university ended up just accepting all applicants over like ones that scored like 100, and he scored 300. So it's like he aims to do this, but like the opposite happens. So anytime he tries to like slack off, or you know tank like a company, or tank, like his perception, like the way people perceive him, the opposite happens, where it's like he tries to do something bad but only gets a good result. Like it's funny because it's like, he's working so hard to basically, as I said, he was trying to get into the second ring school, so he didn't seem, too overly capable and whatnot. But he ends up getting into this first ring school regardless, and I don't know, it's pretty funny, and the art is whatever. It's pretty simple. There isn't really anything to it. But that's essentially what this comic is about. Is our character wants to live this like mundane, uninteresting life, um, despite being born into this like rich, powerful family. And no matter how hard he tries to like be seem like unappealing, or not as capable as others, everything just seems to work out in his favor. It's pretty funny. I really do like it. It's only 4 chapters, so you can't really say the story's good or bad as of right now, but from what I've read already, it is pretty enjoyable. I like this funny is like, because like our main character clearly doesn't like have these aspirations to like, like his father's like, he can become a chief prosecutor, and he's like, what chief prosecutor? He's like, I don't even dream of having a career yet. You guys are already deciding this whole career path for me. And it's like this whole funny thing where it's like, because he's not like gonna talk back either. So it's hilarious. It's really funny. It's really interesting, and I am excited to see where this comic goes in terms of, will he one day actually be able to successfully slack off and live like mundane type-ish life that he wants, or will he just become the next chairman, because he, despite not trying to be, he basically just is the most capable person to pass on the company to. But like I said, it's new, so I'd say give it more chapters before completely decide on how you feel about it. As I said, the art isn't anything special, but I do like the premise. I like the premise of him trying to slack off, but everything turns out in a positive light, no matter how bad he tries to make the outcome. So but I'm looking forward to it. I really am. But that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today, was this comic. If you guys liked, leave a like, leave a sub. I hope to see more of you guys in the future. I hope to continue growing this channel, talking about these comics that come out that, you know, I love to read. I know other people love to read. I spend a lot of time reading comics, and I just want to share that joy and, you know, happiness with others around who also enjoy reading these comics, you know, to talk about them and just sharing our love for them. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.